All right, so Realty Income has been trading down recently, and I've been seeing some slander on Realty Income. Realty Income's not a compounder. Realty Income's mid. It's overrated. And look, I'm not defending it. I'm not defending your core business and growth or whatever. There's not a lot of growth there. But I think if you're expecting crazy growth from Realty Income, you're just out of place. So today I'm going to be talking about Realty Income. What am I planning to do? Addressing some of the hate surrounding it and more. So if you guys are new here, make sure to smash the like button for me. Help me out. That's all I ask for here on the channel. It's been a rough couple weeks here. So to get into interest rates, I think that's kind of the core principle of all this. Currently, interest rates short in the last couple, maybe 10, 15 years, historically they're kind of high, but looking long term more, they're really kind of still low. But a lot of people don't like to focus on the long term. So right now, companies that use leverage, utilities, telecoms, REITs, companies that use debt to fund their business, they're being impacted by this. They're not getting as much profits as they typically would in a lower interest rate environment. So people obviously are going to discount the stock price as a result of that in the short to medium term. Long term, I think this is a good buying opportunity if you find some really strong businesses in these sectors. Um, but Realty Income is a company that, looking back at my thesis when I first bought it, nothing's really changed. Some stuff has. Obviously, I think if you're buying Realty Income, you're not buying it for some crazy price appreciation. That's where maybe I messed up when I initially bought my Realty Income. Um, the Realty Income's not going to outperform the S&P 500. I've kind of realized that. So I am going to sell Realty Income. With that said, why do I think it's not a good time to sell now? Interest rates are historically, speaking, not very good right now. And I think it's irresponsible for me as an investor to be selling at a terrible time. I think right now, if I could continue holding on to my Realty Income shares, collecting that 6% dividend yield right now, just reinvesting it back into those shares, well, they're cheap right now. Eventually, interest rates will recover and I can sell out. I think I'm fine being paid to wait. Um, where did I mess up in my initial investment thesis? I think that the retail, I really didn't envision to kind of fall off as hard as it did, looking at like Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Walgreens, some of the core tenants for Realty Income. They fell off recently. Like theft has really impacted them. Pandemic has really impacted them. Um, and I just think that there's a better alternative with a company that offers similar yield and way better growth with Vici. So that's kind of where I'm at right now with my actual Realty Income position. Looking at the client diversification for Realty Income, we could see top tenants: Dollar General, Walgreens, Dollar Tree, 7-Eleven, like that kind of retail that's just been absolutely getting pounded recently. It's not good, right? We can't say that they have been making some investments. If we go up, they have been making some investments actually into some, more experiential based real estate, kind of like what you saw with Vici. They're mainly in North America still. Um, they made an investment in Wynn Resorts. That's interesting. I just think, why not just invest in Vici at that point? I also don't love that Spirit Realty acquisition that they made. It was just more of what they already had owned. I really didn't understand it. Um, it's going to obviously fund further earnings and your dividends, subpar growth, whatever. I'm not arguing here that Realty Income is a mid company. They're a slow grower. You're gonna get your cash flow every month. What are you gonna do, right? Um, it's obviously person to person situation wise. You know, I don't think if you're 14, 15, 16 looking to buy Realty Income, I don't think it's the best move to do, which is kind of contradictory considering I still own it. Why do I still own it? I just don't think it's responsible for me as an investor to be selling at prices like these. Looking at actual Realty Income's like performance as well, it's just subpar. I know if you bought it back in the 80s, you'd have like a solid return, but even with that dividend over the last 5 years, just you don't even get a positive return. So it's unfortunate there. Um, and I can see where a lot of people are calling it overrated, but it is very easy to call a company overrated when there's some short-term underperformance. Um, it's unfortunate with Realty Income. I do think that their core business as well has just kind of gotten eaten away at the last few years. Walgreens, I think, is the pure example of just, having to close stores, Dollar General too. It's not bullish times if you're a not Realty Income shareholder. Looking at their actual like growth, it's just AFFO growth, it's about where inflation is. That's where you're gonna get your dividend growth from. It's about where inflation has been the last few years. There's just so much better options. Um, and yes, I understand that definitely this is not like appealing whatsoever. Why would you want to own this, especially if you're 18? I just really think it's just not smart. If you're it's eventually gonna recover. Like the cash flows are there, they're not going anywhere. It's eventually gonna recover as long as interest rates do. And I'm pretty confident they will eventually, right? So, also, real estate's a solid hedge against inflation if you think that's going to be an issue. Um, it is undervalued too right now if you look like historically speaking. I know the price is down, so it's undervalued. We could see over the last 10 years, negative 28%. They're just a 28% return. That's horrible, right? I don't know what you're really expecting. We could see they've kind of hit a top of like 70, $80 over the last 10 years. I think if it recovers, interest rates recover eventually. If we can get realty income back to like the $60, $70 range, I'll sell there. I think, and I saw Dividend Dude sold out of it recently, or he's planning to at least. I think if I were to actually sell realty income at pretty big loss, I'm at like a 15-20% loss right now with it. I think more near 15. I just think there'd have to be like a crazy opportunity cost for it. Like I don't see any stocks that are wild or valued that are my core holdings. Maybe if Starbucks got to like 75, $70, I would be forced to sell some of my realty income. But it's just kind of sitting there in my portfolio right now. It's chilling. It's really not doing a whole lot. Um, I'm just gonna be patient with it. I understand the performance is not good, but I'm happy to wait in a high interest rate environment like this. Happy to be paid to wait. I think being patient as an investor is one of the most important skills you need to develop. So their dividend growth has also been kind of it's about where inflation is. And I see people like crapping on it for having low growth or low dividend growth. Like, dude, what do you expect? You're investing in realty income. Like, what do you expect? I think the bar has been set way too high for realty income from a lot of, the dividend community, you could even say. It's like, what do you expect with it? Um, yeah, so my key takeaways from the video, I think realty income, it's core business. It's okay. What do you expect? I think that there's way too high expectations on it. I'm holding for now. Um, Opportunity cost maybe could be a factor in the future. Something would have to go on crazy sale, like Visa would have to go to 200 for me to like sell out of like my $1,100 position of realty income and pour it into that. Maybe if we go into like a total market crash with this new World War III thing, maybe I'll do it. Stay posted for it. All right. So if you guys want to see if I actually do buy or sell, follow my Twitter at Ryan Dinglish Show, or you could even join the Discord link in the description, see all my buy, sells, dividends in real time. All right. Thank you all for watching. To Realty, not reality income. Let me know your thoughts on it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching, especially and do dividend stocks, not drugs. Have a good